Comcast reported better than expected earnings today, but its stock is declining this afternoon. Todd Mitchell, a technology analyst at Kaufman Bros, joins us now to find out what went wrong and right for the company. Todd does have a hold rating on shares of Comcast. Hi, Todd. Great to see you. So tell us first what you think investors are disappointed when it comes to Comcast.
Comcast had, it was the weakest quarter of the year. You've seen continual deceleration, and I think it's probably hitting its nadir at this point. But the fact of the matter is, we think cable is challenged going into 2010.
Now, Comcast earnings, as you know, more than doubled in the quarter thanks to new customers and spending cuts. So is there anything else? What else went right for the company?
That's kind of Comcast earnings doubled because of a lower tax rate. The core revenue and EBITDA were up 4% and 1% respectively, with cost outstripping revenues. So, that's fairly modest. And I think the outlook for next year is firmly single digits.
Todd, give us a sense of the role capital spending cuts played in this.
The free cash flow story is very much there. We saw an increase of about 21% year over year in free cash flow to $4 billion almost, and I think that story remains very much intact for next year. The issue with Comcast is NBCU. The investment thesis for cable is shifting from one of new product growth to basically returning free cash flow to investors. We've seen this with Time Warner, with Cablevision. And the issue with Comcast is so much of its future free cash flow is tied up in this transaction that I think we really have the tail wagging the dog here.
And even in this economic environment, they had some customer additions, too.
They lost, over 200,000 customers during the quarter. What they're getting is that they're getting increased bundling, but it's coming at a discount, and so you have a problem with pricing pressure on the core products.
On the status of the NBCU acquisition for Comcast, you mentioned that this is what did you something about the tail wagging the dog?
It's the tail wagging the dog, really.
How much of an overhang is that going to be in terms of its financial performance?
Our rating is hold right now, and we just think until that transaction comes closer to closing, your capital is best deployed elsewhere, because really it's the perceptions of NBCU's future which are driving Comcast valuation more than Comcast Corp.
A lot of talk about regulatory hurdles. Has that changed in recent weeks? Still facing?
I don't think there's some huge regulatory hurdles here. It's not like trying to put the two satellite companies together, but the politicians are going to take their pound of flesh.
And they're going to take it tomorrow, because Mr. Roberts and Mr. Zucker are going to be on Capitol Hill. Are we expecting any fireworks out of that?
Oh, I think this is going to be an iterative process. This will be the first salvo from Congress in terms of what they want.
First in many?
Probably.
How's Comcast faring against some other companies, some of the rivals, AT&T, Verizon?
What was surprising was that the results were decidedly stronger than both Verizon's and AT&T's from a new customer origination. I think Comcast is very well positioned strategically over the long term. The issue is that, cable is basically an incumbent here, and in decline.
So where are you advising then deploying my capital if you're telling me to deploy it elsewhere, not in Comcast?
Well, in the hybrid, we think they have to defend themselves against disintermediation, all these over-the-top services. So there's certain components of CapEx that we think will outstrip. We like VOD, we like gateways, and frankly, at this point, we like satellite.
And could I ask, because as you're no doubt aware that Comcast is going to rebrand its cable products, the name is going to be Xfinity. They're going to try to appeal to customers focused on new technologies. How's that going to go?
What I think they're trying to do is, we've seen this year, these over-the-top, all of these connected TVs, Netflix adding 7 million streaming customers. What they're really trying to do in this TV Everywhere Xfinity is basically build a walled garden. And that's kind of the problem here, trying to be everything to everybody at a much lower sort of return on investment than just rolling out data and rolling out voice.
Todd Mitchell of Kaufman Bros joining us on set today to talk about Comcast. Todd, thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Thank you.